As a born and bred Ontarian, here are things I absolutely love about living in Calgary. First and foremost, we love the cost of housing. When we were in Toronto, we were looking at 1+ dens that were like 500, 600 square feet, tiny little matchbox apartments for 26 to 2800 with like no amenities, nothing included. And now we are moving to downtown Calgary next month. No, this month. We're moving there this month. We're moving into a really nice building. It's a 1 bedroom, 600 square feet, so it's still relatively small, but in comparison, we are getting it for $1,880, which actually I've seen apartments in the same building now listed lower for $1,750. And you get a really nice gym. There's a golf simulator. There's a beautiful patio and barbecues. There's like a professional kitchen. There are study rooms and like private office spaces you can use in the building free of charge. There's a games room. Like, you're just getting a lot. You're getting a lot for the money. So obsessed with that. Love that. The other thing too is that there's only 5% sales tax, so this makes a huge difference on things like groceries that we spend a lot on each week, and just big purchases. Like, Joel waited until we got out here to get my engagement ring because you're saving a ton in tax on big ticket items. So we found that awesome. I find gas also tends to be cheaper here. Granted, we haven't lived in Ontario for the past year, but I've seen it maybe around 135, which would be like the most expensive I've noted, and then it's gone down to 119. I don't know if that's comparable to what it's been like in Ontario recently, but we're actually switching to electric today, so that won't affect us. I was really worried about the weather when we moved here because you just hear that Calgary winters are brutal and there's a lot of inclement weather, but it is one of the sunniest cities in Canada, and even though it gets colder in the winter, I found the winters to be a lot more tolerable than Toronto, where it's just like overcast and rainy and slushy most of the time and you just feel depressed. I don't feel like I felt any seasonal depression this winter, which is crazy because it was sunny most days. It does like get cold, but you get these Chinook winds coming in, so there are these like breaks of a couple days where it can go up to like 10 or 15 degrees and sunny in winter. Obsessed with that. I don't know if you know this, if you're from Ontario, but you can actually see the mountains from Calgary. We are about less than an hour drive away from the mountains, maybe an hour to Canmore. So that's cute. We're honestly not that outdoorsy, but it's still absolutely breathtaking.